Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Rimuru's Journey for His Beloved, Arifureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest, by Sakura Arashi. Chapter 17, Rimuru's Tale and Sealed Rooms. Bingo! I found it, Rimuru exclaimed. What had happened was, after witnessing Rimuru's Azathoth devouring Orcus's body, they continued to the sealed rooms. The ring they obtained from Orcus had an engraved pattern on it. This pattern is the same as the seals in the library and the studio. The first place they went to was the library. Their purpose was to search for a way to the surface. Sure, Rimuru could have just teleported them out of there, but he wanted to do it properly with his powers being sealed by seal. Rimuru, Hajime and Yu unlocked the seal on the bookshelf and checked it for anything notable. They discovered the designs for the whole dwelling. Although it wasn't to the degree of a blueprint, where what went, it was a memo of where certain buildings would be placed. And that's how we got here. Nice. We can finally start heading out soon, A voice of delight escapes from Hajime. Yu is also joyful. Rimuru had found what they were looking for. The plans stated that there was a magic formation located at the third floor that connected to the surface. It also stated that to activate said magic, you need Orcus's ring. After they examined the plan more, they discovered that there was an independent golem located in the studio. This golem was the one who periodically maintained the place. The light shining down on this place has the same property as natural sunlight. What this meant was crops and other things that rely on sunlight could be grown. It seems the reason this place felt so clean, even when no life was here, was because of the golem. The studio room acted as a storage for all the artifacts and materials Orcus had made during his lifetime. These items were transferred to them. There were quite a lot of devices. After borrowing without returning all the useful items in the studio, they now started search IG through Orcus's documents and such. Rimuru and Hajime are searching through books, while Yu searches through the documents. While searching, Rimuru suddenly froze and kept staring at one specific book. It was titled, The Journey of a Certain Blue-Haired Golden-Eye Being. Could this book be referring to me? No, that can't be. I haven't even been here before, so that's impossible, Rimuru thought. Close double angle bracket seal. Analyze this book, open double angle bracket master. This book is in fact about your life and journey, close double angle bracket. Close double angle bracket. What? How could that be? We haven't even been here yet, open double angle bracket. Open double angle bracket. According to the history of this book, this story was written by Shin Hayashi. Do you remember him, master? Close double angle bracket. Close double angle bracket. Yeah, I do. But how did this book get here? Open double angle bracket. Shin Hayashi was a close friend of Rimuru 300 years ago. They met in one of Rimuru's reincarnation. It was a world of chaos where the earth was filled with toxic gases. It was a world where MSGIC doesn't exist, but their technology was far advanced than that of normal earth. They had cyborgs, robots and more. Cyborgs and robots could easily go out thanks to their built-in air filter. But for the others to survive in that world, you need a radiation mask to go outside, and the bases are all located underground, with only a few located at the surface. When Rimuru reincarnated into the world, there was a war going on. War between the Empire and the Resistance. The Resistane aims to dismantle the Empire and build a new system. You see, it was thanks to the Empire that the Earth turned into this chaotic world. The Empire didn't give much care to the world and kept digging up dangerous minerals. One day the Empire decided to attack a powerful rival nation. The Empire, who was at the brink of losing the war, decided to do something that changed the world. Not caring about anything, the Empire launched thousands of undeveloped, highly toxic and radiated bombs. The bombs exploded, releasing toxic gases and other dangerous things upon the enemy nation. Though this destroyed their enemy, this also caused the people who lived there to mutate into monsters, and what's worse was the mutated people carried virus that if infected with would randomly mutate you. In the end, the world was covered with highly toxic and acidic clouds as well as a radioactive surface, with almost all the nations destroyed and only having the Empire and 3 other left. Supply was extremely limited. What this meant was to survive, the people needed to spread supplies. Supplies that the Empire off seals decided to keep for themselves. Thus a rebellion started taking place with Shin Hayashi as the leader. He was a kind-hearted and brave righteousness man. He aimed to overthrow the greedy empire and rebuild a new nation. Shin Hayashi and Rimuru met when Rimuru saved him from an assassin sent by the empire. The two became great friends and even great comrades. In the end, when all hope was lost and Shin thought they were fighting a losing battle, Rimuru finally unleashed his power upon the empire. After destroying the empire, he then fixed the earth using Veldenaba's power and seal. In the records it was said that Shin had a secret weapon that turned the tide, but in reality it was Rimuru. Shin would later go on and learn Rimuru's true goal of finding the one he loves. After Rimuru reincarnated again, Shin decided to turn Rimuru's goal and feats into a book. Coincidentally, Orcus, while he was serving as a direct descendant of God, ran across the book when he visited Shin's world and brought it to his new home Tortus. He showed this book to a friend and his friend loved the story and he copied the story and sold it. That's how Rimuru's story was known 300 years ago. But as the years passed, this story was slowly forgotten until only the original book remained. Close double angle bracket. So that's how this ended up here. Open double angle bracket. The book told the story of Rimuru. At least the story of how he destroyed a whole army in one blast. It also told the goal and journey of finding the one he loves. Rimuru gave off a slight smile while reaching for the book that partially explained his story. Hajime, who was searching and investigating stories stored by Orcus, noticed Rimuru wearing a weird face and a smile that had a hint of nostalgia and sadness. This caused Hajime to get curious as he had never seen his brother with a face like this. "What do you have there? Did you find anything?" asked Hajime. "Huh? Nothing, it's just a story that reminded me of something in the past, nothing important though." "Oh okay. Well, just tell me if you find anything useful." "I wonder what that book was. Not in my whole life have I seen my brother make a face like that. It really makes me wonder what that reminded him of, also what that story was about. But looking at how he reacted, he seems to want to keep it a secret. Weird," Hajime thought. This was also the time when he finally realized there was so many things he doesn't know about his brother. Thus another goal was added into Hajime's list. He wants to learn more about his brother. Since they were kids, Hajime had never really noticed anything weird about his brother, but now he finally realized that his brother had been keeping an important secret from him. But he isn't the kind to push, so time will tell what will happen between them next. Rimuru, as a remembrance, decided to take and keep the book for him to read later on. Of course he misses his friend, but he has already made the schwas to leave back then. On the other hand, Yu's investigation found a book containing the memoir of Orcus. Written inside the memoirs were the daily lives of his former comrades. It was mainly focused on the 8 core members of the Liberators. In one of the context, one of them was related with the dungeons the other 7 made. "Hajime, Rimuru, look," Yu said, showing the two the memoir she found. "So what you're telling me is, if we conquer all the dungeons, we could obtain all the ancient magic of the creators," Rimuru said. "Maybe with their ancient magic we could return home. It was ancient magic that brought us here after all," Hajime added. After this discovery, they went and looked for more information regarding the locations of the other 7 dungeons. Unfortunately, they weren't able to find any data that showed the exact location of the dungeons. Luckily, there were dungeons they already know the locations of. In total they have 4 confirmed dungeons, 5 if you include Orcus's dungeon. After searching the whole library, they went back to the studio. There were a lot of small rooms in the studio. Thanks to Orcus's ring that could open all of them. Inside them were various never-seen-before ores and work tools. Theory books crowded the area and it could be mistaken as a paradise for transmutation masters. Seeing all of this, Hajime suddenly folded his arms and pondered as he looked over the studio. To Hajime this was a paradise, as he can experiment and develop more advanced and powerful equipments and weapons. "Hajime, I wouldn't mind waiting for you to finish your mad scientist phase. So go and do your stuff," Rimuru said. "I follow Hajime wherever Hajime goes. Hajime's my home," Yu replied. "Okay then, I'll take my time, so don't mind me. That reminds me, when I do see her again, I should probably give her something," Rimuru thought. He was referring to Yagashi. After a few hours of working, Rimuru took a break by entering his imaginary space and having a conversation with Seal. Since she was named, she has been more human and feminine. Rimuru liked this as now he can have someone who he can always talk to. On the other hand, Hajime was taking a bath when suddenly Yu entered stark naked. This act startled Hajime, causing him to embarrassingly panic. "Why Yu? What are you doing?" To this Yu just replied by licking her lips like she's looking at a very delicious food. "Why Yu? Why are you licking your lips like that?" Hajime scaredly said. "Time to eat." Hajime hearing this tried to start running, but Yu grabbed him by the chest and said, "I won't let you get away this time. Wait, Plenty of moans could be heard from the bathroom and eventually the bedroom. I'll leave it to your imagination. Smirk. 2 months have passed since Yu mercilessly attacked Hajime, and every time Rimuru would go away they would use all kind of protection to make sure Rimuru doesn't disturb them while they're doing it. Far away, a Hanya mask floated around a female student. Her best friend had been frequently frightened by the situation. Kaori's instinct has been turning on and killing intent kept on coming from Kaori while Shizuku gets frustrated for some unknown reason. Truth was her woman's intuition was going off every time Rimuru would talk with Seal. Hajime has gotten a prosthetic left arm. His new arm is an artifact, and with magic it's basically an arm but better. The arm had a pseudo-neural mechanism. It allowed the touch sensation by using magic to send signals to the brain to perceive it. For its appearance, the arm had a silver luster with black lines running along it. In certain parts of the arm, there were magic formations and patterns engraved in it. The arm has many more gimmicks, but I'll tell you some other time. He also had a special eye he made as a replacement for his right eye. He called it a demon's eye. Using the same pseudo-nerves used in the artificial arm, the demon eye could send images to the brain to perceive. Demon eye did not grant normal vision. Instead, it could recognize the flow, strength and attribute of magic by color. He could see the core of the invoked magic, effectively giving him the ability to at least assess his opponents. Also in those 2 months, their strength have increased a lot. They would constantly train under Rimuru and would also spar. But the two would quickly learn just how far Rimuru is for them. Every time they would fight, they would always lose no matter what they do. In fact, Rimuru would point out all their mistakes in battle. This would sometimes frustrate them as they would feel like an idiot. Hajime's stats name, Nagumo Hajime. Age, 17 years old. Gender, male. Level, class, transmutation artist, synergist. Strength, 10,950. Vitality, 13,190. Resistance, 10,670. Agility, 13,450. Magic, 14,780. Magic resistance, 14,780. Sorry, I am too lazy to write all his skills. Normally the maximum level for a human is 100, but because of how much demon meat he ate, his body changed so much it feels more like a monster than a human. And by the way, Kuki's maximum level stats for a hero was 1500 for all categories. He could temporarily triple all of them by using his limit break, but compared to Hajime it was useless. Hajime could also quintuple his stats using his magic manipulations and skills. Yu is also almost as strong as Hajime. But even with the both of them they found out they could never compare against Rimuru. They tried to see what his stats are, but they soon found out Rimuru had the ability to change his stats effectively, deceiving anyone who were to see it. Now that Hajime thinks about it, he has probably been using this ability to deceive everyone way back. He doesn't know when it began, but it had to been before the dungeon and after their first week. At least that's what he thinks. What he doesn't know is, Rimuru has been using this ability from the very beginning. Of course they would never be able to guess something like that. Hajime had also obtained an equipment called Treasure Box. This was a ring-type artifact that Oscar kept. There was a 1 centimeter red jewelry attached to the ring, and this jewel could make a space where it could store items. In short, it was like a hero's tool bag. Hajime did not know the exact size of the space, but it was a considerable size. There seemed to be free space still after putting in all the equipment, tools, and materials. Anything can be deposited or withdrawn by just pouring magic into the formation on the ring. Withdrawn items can be placed anywhere within a 1 meter radius. Hajime wanted to give this ring to Rimuru as he would probably use this better, but Rimuru explained he already had a space that had infinite storage. This pretty much solidified his image as a hacker to Hajime and Yu.